And so we took this one wholeness of the universe apart, and we put it in a million little cubby holes and partitions in separate places. And it makes us unhappy. It makes us suffer because we're afraid. Many of those things that we've created as concepts about parts of the universe include being afraid of them, and our attachment to the future, and manipulating people, manipulating our own emotional reactions to things, so other people will have emotional reactions that will lead to things that we think are the way it should be. And, it's exhausting. And so our job is to put the universe back together into one whole thing again. And we do that by clearing the stored light out of the channels of perception. And so the Toltec tools are tools that we can use to do that, and there's many, many of them. We look at our personal importance, our knowing of what's true and what's right and what's wrong, and we say, I need to challenge that. How do I know that? How do I know something's true? And we deconstruct that whole personal importance thing that we have. There's a wonderful guide called The Angel of Death, which invites us to recognize that she gives us everything that we have. Our car, our new iPhone, our relationship, even our life itself, our youth, everything, our hair, is all given to us as a gift, alone by the angel of death. And she'll take those loans back whenever she's ready to take them back. And so the invitation of the angel as a guide on this journey is to surrender our attachment to everything she loans us and go to gratitude for the loan rather than the fear that she's going to take it back. Because she's going to take it back. And when we do that, she becomes the angel of life, because we show up in the moment without that fear, in gratitude and love and acceptance of all the gifts that we receive, even if it's the dented fender. It's still, okay, wow, yes, thank you. And there's many tools like that. We inventory all the lies. We recapitulate them. We ask, is this true? Was I a victim? Was I a perpetrator? What's the truth here? What's the huge picture? Goes on and on. But the tools of transformation in this path are what held me in it and promised me, showed me that I could change entirely the way I dream my life, and in doing so, eliminate most or all of the fear and the resistance to the reality of the universe. And the more clear I got in those channels of perception, the less stored light there was, the more and more clearly I could see the truth of what was out there. I still see it in my mind. I still perceive it in my dreaming mind, but I distort it less and less and less. And you asked me about the definition of a Toltec master. That is why Miguel Ruiz said, I want you to know yourself and identify yourself as a Toltec master, because you are seeing more and more what's true about the universe.
That is so beautifully said. Well, I could talk to you for hours.
Yeah. I love it. I just love talking about this stuff. It's just
So, talk a little bit about the book, how that came about, how can people get it, and also what other services and products you are offering at your website.
Okay, thank you. The book, they said that the people at the Everything Books invited me to write it. It was kind of cute because I asked the acquisitions editor why, and she said, well, my mother read the 4 agreements and thought it was too complicated, and we should try to make a simpler book. And I said, I'm going to write a much more complex book. It's going to be over 3 times as long because they have all the exact standards of how it's supposed to be. And she said, well, okay. And I wrote it, and it was a great opportunity. And they pushed me relentlessly. I had to give up my